How to read financial statements like an investor. What if I tell you that you could look at a company and quickly tell whether it is healthy, growing, or financially struggling? Most people see financial statements and immediately feel confused. Too many numbers, too many terms, too much accounting language. But in reality, there are only a few key numbers that most people actually need to understand. Today, I'll show you how to read essential financial data about a company in a simple, practical way. Number 1. How many financial statements are there in a company? When people hear the words financial statements, they often imagine hundreds of pages filled with accounting terms and complicated numbers. But in reality, as an investor, it is generally enough to focus on 3 core financial statements: the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. That's it. And once you understand what these 3 statements are trying to tell you, reading a company becomes much easier. The income statement tells you whether the company is making a profit or losing money. The balance sheet tells you what the company owns, what it owes, and how financially strong the business is. The cash flow statement tells you how cash is actually moving inside the company. And surprisingly, cash flow is often one of the most important things investors look at, because a company can show profits on paper while still running out of cash in reality. So instead of trying to understand every accounting detail, focus on understanding what these 3 financial statements are trying to say about the business. Number 2. What do you actually need to know as an investor? Now here's the good news. As an investor, you do not need to become a professional accountant. You do not need to memorize every accounting standard. Most investors only focus on a few important numbers that reveal the overall health of a company, and today I'll simplify the most important ones for you. 2.1. Revenue, cost, and profit. Revenue is simply the total money a company earns from selling its products or services. For example, if a coffee shop sells 1,000 cups of coffee at $5 each, the money collected from customers, which would be $5,000, becomes revenue. But revenue alone does not tell you whether the business is successful, because businesses also have costs. They need to pay salaries, rent, raw materials, electricity, marketing expenses, and many other operating costs. After subtracting those costs from revenue, the company arrives at profit. Some companies generate huge revenue yet still lose money because their costs are too high. So investors don't just ask, is the company selling a lot? They also ask, is the company generating enough profit after covering all its expenses? Because profit shows whether the business model is actually working. 2.2. Cash flow. Now this is where many beginners get confused. A company can report profit yet still face financial problems if it does not manage cash properly. This is why investors pay close attention to cash flow. Cash flow is usually divided into 3 parts: operating cash flow, investing cash flow, and financing cash flow. Operating cash flow shows whether the company's main business is generating real cash. This is usually one of the healthiest signs investors look for. Investing cash flow shows money being used to buy long-term assets or investments, such as equipment, factories, or expansion projects. And financing cash flow shows how the company raises money or returns money to investors through loans, debt repayment, dividends, or issuing shares. You don't need to memorize accounting terms deeply. Just remember this: operating cash flow tells you whether the business itself is healthy. 2.3. Equity and debt. Now let's talk about something very important. Debt is money the company owes to others: bank loans, borrowings, bonds, etc. Equity is the ownership value remaining for shareholders after subtracting liabilities from assets. In simple words, if the company sold everything and paid all its debts, equity is what would remain for the owners. Now here's the important part: debt is not always bad. In fact, many successful businesses use debt to grow faster, but too much debt can become dangerous, especially if the company's income starts falling. This is why investors often compare debt levels with the company's profits and cash flow. Because a financially strong company should be able to manage its debt comfortably. 2.4. Growth. Compare the last 2 to 5 years. 1 year of good performance does not necessarily mean a company is strong. Investors usually compare financial performance over multiple years. Why? Because trends matter more than isolated numbers, they look at whether revenue is growing consistently, whether profits are improving, whether cash flow is becoming stronger, and whether debt is becoming more manageable over time. A company that improves steadily for 3 to 5 years often looks more attractive than a company with random short-term spikes, because long-term consistency usually signals a healthier business model. 2.5. Future potential income. Investing is not only about the present, it's also about the future. Many investors ask, how much could this company potentially earn in the future? For example, is the company entering new markets, launching new products, expanding rapidly, benefiting from industry growth? Sometimes investors are willing to pay higher prices today because they believe the company's future income could grow significantly. But this is also where risk appears, because the future is never guaranteed, and sometimes expectations become too optimistic. That's why smart investors balance both current financial performance and future growth potential together. 2.6. What does the current value look like? Now let's talk about valuation. Even a great company can become a bad investment if you pay too high of a price for it. One of the most common ways investors evaluate valuation is through simple multiples like PE and PBV ratios. PE stands for price to earnings ratio. It compares the company's market price with its earnings. In simple terms, it helps investors understand how expensive the company is relative to the profit it generates. PBV stands for price to book value. This compares the company's market value with its book value or net assets. Some investors focus heavily on forward PE, which uses expected future earnings. But personally, I also like to look at recent year PE and PBV because future numbers can sometimes become overly optimistic and unpredictable. At the end of the day, valuation is just a number. As Warren Buffett famously said, price is what you pay, value is what you get. I don't want this video to become too long, so if you want a more advanced video on company and stock valuation, comment value below, and I'll make a dedicated video about valuation. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you found value here. See you in the next one.